Hello, I'm Ava Eldred, author of The Boyband Murder Mystery, and today I'll be reading from the beginning of the book for you. Intro. I have long believed that loving a boy band brings with it a wealth of transferable skills, but I'd never imagined solving a murder would be one of them. That's what I keep coming back to as Jazz and I sit in a police station waiting room, desperate to hear if we've done it. If the evidence we've given will go down in fandom legend and put a guilty person behind bars. No pressure. It has to be said right off the bat that we didn't plan it. All the things we did, gate-crashing press conferences, learning how to hack CCTV, and breaking into someone's house, were completely outside the realm of my imagination 3 months ago. A week ago. Some of them even yesterday. Eventually, though, when thinking about all that becomes overwhelming, my mind turns to cells. Not the prison kind, the ones in your body. I'm thinking specifically of that poetic line people like to spout, that every 7 years all your cells renew. One day, they tell you, you'll be a totally different person. It's supposed to be comforting, but it's not true. There are some cells, you see, that don't work like that. Some of them stay with you forever, and when it comes to boy bands, you can never forget your first. Dad would be proud, I think, as the clock strikes the hour again. What's that saying? If you want to know what you love, look to where your mind goes when it wanders. Ironic. After all that time I spent trying to convince him that I wasn't cut out to be a scientist, mine wanders straight to biology. So yeah. That's what I'm thinking about in these quiet hours when we don't quite know if our investigation has worked or not and nobody's telling us anything. Or that, and that when I said I'd do anything for Half-Light, this isn't quite what I had in mind. Track 1. Before. The Friday night was in that blurry limbo stage, somewhere between midnight and morning, where the mood could still go in either direction. The vibration of my phone on the kitchen worktop made me jump as it cut through the quiet. Don't be boring, Harri, Stefan had groaned good-naturedly when I'd floated the idea of pizza and a duvet fort instead of the party, so I assumed the text was him, from the common room at the other end of the hall, letting me know what I was missing. I probably should have made more of an effort. Steph was the closest thing I had to a friend in the uni halls I couldn't quite call home yet, when he wasn't making completely unsubtle comments about how he was sure we were meant to be more than that, and the logical part of my brain knew that I should be tempted. Stefan had so dark it was almost blue-black hair, and the kind of bushy but groomed eyebrows that I'd have killed for. So far, though, the overthinking part of my brain, which always held me back in these situations, had not let me get any further than admitting he was sort of cute. The kitchen floor was cold against the back of my legs, and I sighed as I watched my pizza bubble and brown in the golden light of the oven. Is it supposed to be like this? 3 weeks into my first term, wasn't I meant to be feeling dizzy with freedom and throwing myself into new experiences to see which ones would stick? What were you expecting, Harri? A complete personality transplant? I asked aloud, and the silence of the room felt totally fitting. Nobody around to hear me talking to myself. My phone buzzed again, and this time the vibration felt more aggressive. Not Steph, then. He's far too cool to double text. It must be one of the girls. Messages arrived at all times of the day and night since I'd discovered Half-Light, fresh off the back of the viral YouTube video that propelled them from 3 regular boys singing harmonies in a garage to the highest heights of superstardom. That song had become Closer Than You Think, their first top 10 single, and it had stirred something in me. I'd never felt anything like it before. I'd reached out a virtual hand with no real expectation at all, and somehow found myself part of a global girl gang, bonded by equal parts love and affectionate exasperation for these 3 enigmatic strangers. Sometimes we joked that we needed a schedule for all the WhatsApp messages and late-night FaceTime calls. I knew how the sunset looked from Ruby's third-floor apartment on the outskirts of Berlin, and the sound of a London street in the evening rush hour. I had shared lazy Sunday mornings here in Brighton with Gemma as she made her way home on Saturday night in LA. It made me feel safe somehow. Like at any time I could call out and there would be someone, somewhere, to answer me. Hope you enjoyed that. If you would like to hear more, I am Ava_Eldred on Twitter and Ava Eldred Writer on Instagram. Thanks. Bye.